Good evening, everyone. If you're sitting far, move up because we don't have a ton of people. So move up. We'll all be close together here. We're going to begin our evening as we bring Shabbat to a close with Havdalah. All right, now that you're all sitting, everybody stand up.
And
Come up over here. We'll all just...
That would have just been too simple.
We're going to bring Shabbat to a close.
All like following the leader.
As we do, we have three symbols: the wine, the spices, the candle. The wine, we started Shabbat with wine. It represents a partnership between people and God. God gives us the grapes, and we take the process to make it into something even better, into wine. As we smell the spices, we use the spices to, as they linger with us for just a moment, as we wish Shabbat would linger with us just one more moment or two. And then the candle, multiple wicks. One wick, huh? They don't go for 72 minutes. You'll ask them about that later. But the wicks are intertwined with each other. One wick shines 1 wick's worth of light, but when we intertwine them and bring them together, they actually shine brighter. If you take 2 wicks and they're apart from each other, if you bring the 2 wicks together, they shine brighter than if they were separated from each other. The same in our lives. When we intertwine our lives, they shine ever brighter. And so before we come to Slichot, we bring Shabbat to a close to bring us into the week where Rosh Hashanah will be joining us. Lai 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen borei peri hagafen spices we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei v'samim borei minei v'samim borei minei v'samim For the candle we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei me'orei ha'esh borei me'orei ha'esh borei me'orei ha'esh lai 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 Yisrael le'ami ben yom hashvi'i l'sheshet yamei ma'aseh. Baruch atah Adonai Hamavi ben kodesh l'chol Hamavi ben kodesh l'chol Amen. Lai lai la 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 lai lai la 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 lai lai la 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 Hamavdil ben Kodesh lechol Chatzatenu yimloch Zarinu v'chaspenu Darvechacho kekochavim. We're going to pass that right over here really quickly so we can hear, listen, to Shabbat going away. V'layla Shavuato, 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 Shavuato. The good week, a week of peace, may gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace, may gladness reign and joy increase. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishvi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hadilati, Bilhera Be'amenu, Yavo Eleinu, Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishvi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hadilati. Shavua Tov, everyone. As you make your way back to the first couple of rows here, grab one of these little booklets that says Slichot on it, because you'll need that for this evening. Over there, outside of the table. As Shabbat has gone on its way, the last Shabbat of 5784, we make our way into a new year with Slichot, apologies, coming into this time of taking a cheshbon hanefesh, an accounting of our souls. And as we do, we wish each other Shana Tova on page 1. L'shana tova, tikatenu v'tichatenu. L'shana tova, tikatenu v'tichatenu. L'shana tova, l'shana tova, l'shana tova, tikatenu v'tichatenu. L'shana tova, tikatenu v'tichatenu. To translate for those who don't know the Hebrew, the Shana Tova, for a good year. Tikatevu, may you be written. The Tichatenu, may you be sealed in the book of life for a good year. L'shana Tova, Tikatevu v'tichatenu. L'shana Tova, Tikatevu v'tichatenu. L'shana Tova, L'shana Tova, Lishana Tova, Tikategu V'Tikategu, Lishana Tova, Tikategu V'Tikategu. We continue with the words of Ashrei. It begins on page number 1 in your small booklet here and continues on through page 4. Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha, Od Yehalelucha Selah, Ashrei Yom Shekachalo, Ashrei Yom Shadonai Eloha, Tehillah LeDavid, Aroim Chalai HaMelech, Baruch Le'olam Va'ed, Kol Yom Avartecha, V'al Shimshon Le'olam Va'ed, But Olar Ne'Muhla Me'od, U'Gloto Ein Cheker, V'Odor Yishabach Ma'asecha, V'Vrotecha Yadid, Hadar Kavod Hodecha, V'Divrei Niflotecha Asicha, V'Zuz Noratecha Yomehu, V'Vrotecha Asefreina, Zecher Ab Tuvcha Yabiu, V'Tzidatecha Yeranidu, V'Nudar Modonai, Ercha Payim V'Gav Pasef, Shovar Nadako, Brachama V'Kol Ma'asav, V'Yukam V'Kol Ma'asecha, Chasidecha Yivarchucha, Kivod Malchutcha Yomeru, Uvratecha Yidaberu, V'Ho'il B'Yadam V'Rotav, Kivod Hadar Malchuto, Malchutecha Malchut Kol Olamim, Mamshaltecha V'Chol Dor V'Dor, Zomech Adonai Kol Noflim, Zomchef L'Kol Achorivim, Einei Kol Elachei Yisaberu, V'Atanotin Lahem Et Aflam Ito, V'Oteach Et Yadecha, V'Ospiach V'Kol Chai Ratzon, Tzadik Adonai B'Kol Dracha'av, Chasid B'Kol Ma'asav, Adonai B'Kol Kor'av, V'Kol Asher Yifru Be'emet, V'Tzon Yirav Ya'aseh, V'Et Shavatam Yishma V'Yoshi'im, Shomer Adonai Kol Ohav, V'Kol Rasha'im Yashmi, V'Ilach Adonai Daber Pi, V'Yivrat Kol Basar Shikocho Le'olam Va'ed, V'Anachnu Nevarech Ya, Netav Yad Olam, Hallelujah. Chatzi Kaddish, page number 5. Yitkada v'yitkada shemei rabba, Yamad Yibra Pirutei v'yamlich malchutei, V'chaye chonu v'yomechon, Uvchaye d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'gala, Uvizvahan kaharivim eru, Amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach, Ve'alam olam me'amaya, Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitbar, Yitramam, Yitnaseh, Yitadar, Yitaleh, Yitalal, Shemi, Yikudusha, Uleilam, Goberchata, Beshirata, Tushbechata, Benechemata, Damiron, Be'alma, Vimeru, Amen. We read responsively on page number 6. A poem by Rabbi Jack Raymer. Rabbi Jack Raymer was one of the liturgists of the 20th century of the Reform movement and wrote this beautiful poem to bring us into this time of year. We'll read responsibly. Now is the time for turning. The leaves are beginning to turn from green to red to orange. The birds are beginning to turn and are heading once more toward the south. The animals are beginning to turn, storing their food for the winter.
For these birds and animals, turning comes instinctively, but for us, turning does not come so easily. It takes an act of will for us to make a turn.
It means breaking with old habits. It means admitting that we have been wrong. And this is never easy. It means losing face. It means starting over. And this is always painful.
It means saying I'm sorry. It means recognizing that we have the ability to change. These things are terribly hard to do, but unless you turn, we will be trapped forever in yesterday's ways.
God, help us to turn from callousness to sensitivity,
From hostility to love,
from pettiness to purpose,
from envy to contentment,
from carelessness to discipline.
from fear to faith.
Turn us around, O God, and bring us back toward you. Revive our lives as at the beginning.
And turn us toward each other, God, for in isolation there is no life.
Those last words are taken from our liturgy. You'll find them, actually it's the third line of Hebrew on page 10, or if you'd like, it's from chapter 5 of Lamentations. We have these little guys right here, which you might want to use these because you're all going to stand up right now. If you know these words, you can sing these words with me. If not, most people let people have that. Because in a moment, we're going to sing through one time, and then I'll tell you what we're going to be doing in a moment. Hashivenu, Hashivenu, Adonai Elecha, Vena Shuva, Vena Shuva, Kadesh, Kadesh, Yameinu Kikedem, Hashivenu, Hashivenu, Adonai Elecha, Vena Shuva, Vena Shuva, Kadesh, Kadesh, Yameinu Kikedem. These words are the message, really, of this season. They come from the book of Lamentations, and so they belong really to the holiday of Tisha B'Av. But on Tisha B'Av, we begin the journey back from the lowest moment in Jewish history, a day of destruction, to the highest and happiest day of the year, to Yom Kippur. I know often people think of Yom Kippur as a very serious and sad day, and Rosh Hashanah, it's the new year, so it's a happy day. But it's actually the reverse, because on Rosh Hashanah, we enter into the days of awe. And at the end of Yom Kippur, as the gates begin to close during the Ne'ilah service, our souls are now purified from the day of what we've been doing in all of the work that we've led up to through the month of Elul, through the days of awe. And so the Talmud teaches us in Masechet Ta'anit, chapter 7, it tells us that there were no days as beautiful and as joyful in Israel as Tu B'Av and Yom Kippur. Tu B'Av in modern times has kind of become the Israeli Valentine's Day. Although really Valentine's came later, so Valentine's Day is the English Tu B'Av, but that's how it goes. And so a day of love and joy, and Yom Kippur also, a day where our souls are pure, so a day of great joy. And so this message that comes out of a time of destruction, return us, and we will return, just as we were in days of old. And with that message, we also turn our Torah scrolls toward the future. In a moment, we're going to open up our ark doors. One at a time, we're going to take each Torah out of the ark. All of you can help. We're going to take the silver and all the decoration off of them. Take off the mantle and replace them with the white mantles that are sitting right over there to the side. Just as we use white for our color of the new year, our Torah is dressed that way as well. And as we do, we'll continue singing these words, asking God, as we change our Torahs for the High Holy Days, to change us and return us to our ways as in days of old. Hashivenu, Hashivenu, Adonai Elecha, Vena Shuva, Vena Shuva, Kadesh, y'all come forward to help us. Hashivenu, Hashivenu, Adonai, Elecha, Vena, Shuva, Vena, Shuva, Kadesh, Kadesh, Yameinu Kikedem, Hashivenu, Adonai, Elecha, Vena, Shuva, Vena, Shuva, Kadesh, Kadesh, Yameinu Kiked. If you haven't participated, come on forward and help us. Hashivenu, Hashivenu, Adonai, Elecha, Vena, Shuva, Vena, Shuva, Kadesh, Kadesh, Yameinu Kiked, Hashivenu, Hashivenu, Adonai, Elecha, Vena, Shuva, Vena, Shuva, Kadesh, Kadesh, Yameinu Kiked, Hashivenu, venas shuva, venas shuva, Kaddish, Kaddish, Yameinu Kikeden, Ashivenu, Ashivenu, Adonai Elecha, Vena Shuva, Vena Shuva, Kaddish, Kaddish, Yameinu Kikeden, Ashivenu, Ashivenu, Adonai Elecha, Vena Shuva, Vena Shuva, Kaddish, Kaddish, Yameinu Kikeden, Kaddish, Kaddish, Yameinu Kikeden, Kaddish, Kaddish, Yameinu Kikeden. We can return to our seats and we'll open in our Siddur to page 7. Words that were written for this time of Slichot. Hanisham malach v'haguf ha'olam chusa al amalach. Hanisham malach v'haguf shelach Adonai aseh leman Shemecha. Atanu al Shimcha Adonai aseh leman Shemecha. Ba'avur kivod Shimcha kilchanu ve'rakun Shemecha. Lema'an Shimcha Adonai v'salachta l'avonim kiravu. Anisham malach v'haguf ha'olam chusa al amalach. Chusa al amalach. El הודית לנו לומר 13 זכר לנו היום ברית 13 מה שהודעת לעניו מקדם כמו שכתוב ויעד אדוני בענן ויתייצב עם שם ויקרא בשם Adonai. We read together. God, you taught us to speak of your 13 attributes. Remember today your covenant with us, the 13 attributes. Like you previously said, like it was written, and God descended in the cloud and appeared before the people there and proclaimed, V'ya'avor Adonai al panav vayikra. And Adonai passed before him and proclaimed these words. And as we do, we all rise. Page number 8. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notzer Chesed Le'alafim, Nosei Avon V'Fesha, V'Chata'a V'Nakeh. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notzer Chesed Le'alafim, Nosei Avon V'Fesha, V'Chata'a V'Nakeh. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notzer Chesed Le'alafim, Nosei Avon V'Fesha, V'Chata'a V'Nakeh. V'Salachta la'avoninu, U'chatatenu Unchil'altanu. V'Salachta la'avoninu, U'chatatenu Unchaltanu. V'Salachta la'avoninu, U'chatatenu V'nachaltanu. Salach lanu Avinu ki chatanu, Machal lanu Malkeinu ki pashanu, Ki ata Adonai tov v'sela, V'Rav Chesed l'kol korecha. Salach lanu Avinu ki chatanu, Machal lanu Malkeinu ki pashanu, Ki ata Adonai tov v'sela, V'Rav Chesed l'kol korecha. Salach lanu Avinu ki chatanu, Machal lanu Malkeinu ki pashanu, Ki ata Adonai tov v'sela, V'Rav Chesed l'kol korecha. You can be seated. Mima'aki kehirati chaya, Eli shema koli, Eli shema koli, Shema tachanuni. Mima'amiki kehirati chaya, Eli shema koli, Eli shema koli, Shema tachanuni. We are gathered together this night in the peace of this sanctuary, away from the clamor and glare of the world, grateful for the opportunity to reflect upon a year that is gone, to pray for the year to come. We face not only a new year, but a changing world. New knowledge and continual upheavals threaten life everywhere. We are burdened with a sense of failure and wrongdoing. Who of us is free from jealousies and hate? We are ridden by fears, tormented by frustration and loneliness. Like sheep without a shepherd, we have lost our way.
God of our ancestors, may your presence dispel the darkness which envelops us. The foreboding that fills our hearts as we look into the future.
May this time of penitence help us express the truth in our innermost parts. Help us meet the new year with the best of heart and mind, which you, God, have given us.
We come to plead for forgiveness. No one of us can say, I have not sinned, I have done nothing wrong. Help us to recognize the evil within us and give us the will to overcome it. Show us the way to live a good life, to bring you blessings and happiness to our loved ones, and strengthen the ties of peace and righteousness that bind us to our fellow human beings.
Help us bridge the gap between our conscience and our conduct, between what we believe and what we do. Give us the assurance you once gave our ancestors, I will pardon you, even as you have asked. Let this be the answer to our prayers in the season of holiness that now begins for the house of Israel. We rise for these words, Shema Kolenu. Hear our voice, O God. Have pity on us. Have compassion on us. And with compassion and with desire, receive our prayers. You just need the first two words so you can sing the chorus. They are Shema Kolenu. Shema, Shema, Shema Kolenu, Shema Kolenu. Shema, Shema, Shema Kolenu, Shema Kolenu. That's the whole thing. Shema, Shema, Shema Kolenu, Shema Kolenu. Shema, Shema, Shema Kolenu, Shema Kolenu. Shema Kolenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Chus v'rachum aleinu, v'kabel v'rachamim, v'ratzon et tvilateinu. Shema, Shema, Shema Kolenu, Shema Kolenu. Shema, Shema, Shema Kolenu, Shema Kolenu. Hashivenu Adonai Elecha, Hashivenu Adonai Elecha min hashuva, Chadesh yameinu Shema, Shema, Shema Kolenu, Shema Kolenu. Shema, Shema, Shema Kolenu, Shema Kolenu. Al tashlichenu milfanecha, Al tashlichenu milfanecha, V'ruach kodshecha, Al tikach minmeinu. Shema, Shema, Shema Kolenu, Shema Kolenu. Shema, Shema, Shema Kolenu, Shema Kolenu. Al tashlichenu, Al tashlichenu letzikna, Kichlot kochenu, Al tazreinu. Shema, Shema, Shema Kolenu, Shema Kolenu. 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 Al tazveinu Adonai Eloheinu, Al tazveinu Adonai Eloheinu, Al tikach mimenu, Aseh imanu od letova, V'yirusoninu v'yevoshu, Ki ata Adonai azaltanu, v'nichaltanu, Ki lecha Adonai hochonu, Ata ta'aneh Adonai Eloheinu. Shema, Shema, Shema Kolenu, Shema Kolenu. Shema, Shema, Shema Koleinu, Shema Koleinu. Shema, Shema, Shema Koleinu, Shema Koleinu. Shema, Shema, Shema Koleinu, Shema Koleinu. We come to our vidui. We read responsively on page 100, on page 11. What I was about to say 111. It's a really long slichot. For the sin that we have sinned before you, under duress or willingly. For the sin that we have sinned before you by hardening the heart. For the sin that we have sinned before you unknowingly. For the sin that we have sinned before you by engaging in indecency. For the sin that we have sinned before you knowingly and deceitfully. For the sin that we have sinned before you by deceiving a neighbor. For the sin that we have sinned before you associating with impurity. For the sin that we have sinned before you by disrespecting parents and teachers. For the sin that we have sinned before you with malice or by mistake. For the sin that we have sinned before you by violence. For the sin that we have sinned before you by unclean lips. For the sin that we have sinned before you by foolish speech. For the sin that we have sinned before you by evil inclination. For the sin that we have sinned before you consciously or unconsciously. Ve'al kulam Eloha Slichot Selach lanu mecha lanu kaper lanu Ve'al kulam Eloha Slichot Selach lanu mecha lanu Selach lanu mecha lanu kaper lanu. For the sin that we have sinned before you with lies and with falsehoods. For the sin that we have sinned before you by making jest. For the sin that we have sinned before you in commerce. For the sin that we have sinned before you by charging exorbitant interest. For the sin that we have sinned before you by idle gossip. For the sin that we have sinned before you with haughty eyes. Ve'al kulam Eloha Slichot Selach lanu mecha lanu kaper lanu Ve'al kulam Eloha Slichot Selach lanu mecha lanu Selach lanu mecha lanu kaper lanu. For the sin that we have sinned before you by lawlessness. For the sin that we have sinned before you by malice toward our neighbors. For the sin that we have sinned before you by levity. For the sin that we have sinned before you by running to do evil. For the sin that we have sinned before you by swearing a false oath. For the sin we have sinned before you by breach of trust. For the sin we have sinned before you with confusion of mind. Ve'al kulam Eloha Slichot Selach lanu mecha lanu kaper lanu Ve'al kulam Eloha Slichot Selach lanu mecha lanu Selach lanu mecha lanu kaper lanu. Eloheinu v'Avotenu v'Imotenu tavo lefanecha tfilatenu ve'al tit'alem mitichnatenu she'ein anu azeh panim v'kashe ora lomer lefanecha Adonai Eloheinu v'Avotenu v'Imotenu tzadikim anachnu v'lo chatanu aval anachnu chatanu We read together at the bottom of page 13. Our God and the God of our ancestors, may our prayers come before you, and do not disregard our supplication. For we are not so arrogant and so stiff-necked to say before you, Adonai, our God, and God of our ancestors, we are righteous and have not sinned, but we have sinned. Page 14. Asham. Ay, 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 Ashanu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, Dibarnu Dofi, ay, 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 Evinu, Vehirshanu, Zadnu, Kamasnu, Tafalu Sheker, ay, 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 Ya'atnu Ra, Kizavnu, Latnu, Maradnu, Niatnu, Sararnu, Avinu, Pashanu, Sararnu, Kishinu Oreh, ay, 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 Rashanu, Shichatnu, Tiavnu, Ta'inu, Dietanu, ay, 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 ay. We read together a modern Ashamnu. We have all committed offenses. Together we confess these human sins. The sins of arrogance, bigotry, cynicism, deceit, egotism, flattery, greed, hatred, injustice, jealousy. Some of us were grudging, lustful, malicious, narrow-minded, obstinate, possessive, quarrelsome, rancorous, selfish. We have allowed violence, weakness of will. We have yielded to temptation, showed zeal for bad causes. We have turned aside from your commandments and from your precepts, and it has not availed us. You are just. Whatever befalls us, you call us to righteousness, but we bring evil upon ourselves. We read responsively words of Avinu Malkeinu. We stand before God and say, Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King, our Parent, our Ruler. We have sinned before you. Avinu Malkeinu, we have sinned before you.
Avinu Malkeinu, we are no sovereign but you.
Avinu Malkeinu, deal kindly with us for the sake of your name.
Avinu Malkeinu, renew us for a good year.
Avinu Malkeinu, cancel for us all bad decrees.
Avinu Malkeinu, abolish the thoughts of those who hate us.
Avinu Malkeinu, annul the plans of our enemies.
Avinu Malkeinu, rid us and lead us.
Avinu Malkeinu, close the mouths of our false accusers.
Avinu Malkeinu, remove pestilence, sword, famine, captivity, destruction, sin, Lord's will, and for us.
Avinu Malkeinu, prevent plague throughout the generations.
Avinu Malkeinu, forgive and pardon all our sins.
Avinu Malkeinu, rub out and remove our transgressions and sins.
Avinu Malkeinu, raise your compassion to all your inclinations.
Avinu Malkeinu, return us to you with complete repentance.
Avinu Malkeinu, send complete healing to all your people.
Avinu Malkeinu, repeal any evil sentences against us.
Avinu Malkeinu, remember us and bring us.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of life.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of life, justice and salvation.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of livelihood and sustenance.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of merit.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of forgiveness and pardon.
Avinu Malkeinu, help redemption heroically for us.
Avinu Malkeinu, lift up the foundation of your people Israel.
Avinu Malkeinu, up the foundation of many ages.
Avinu Malkeinu, fill us with your blessings.
Avinu Malkeinu, satisfy our hunger with a rich harvest.
Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice and have compassion on us.
Avinu Malkeinu, receive our prayers with compassion.
Avinu Malkeinu, open the gates of heavens to our prayers.
Avinu Malkeinu, remember that you hear with us.
Avinu Malkeinu, do not return us with emptiness before you.
Avinu Malkeinu, let this hour be an hour of compassion, a time of favor before you.
Avinu Malkeinu, have mercy on us and our children.
Avinu Malkeinu, do this for the sake of your great, mighty, and revered name.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Kaneinu va'aneinu, ki ein banu masim, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, v'hoshienu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu v'aneinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu v'aneinu, Tien banu ma'asim, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, ve'hoshienu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu v'aneinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu v'aneinu, ki ein banu ma'asim. Kaddish Shalem, page 17. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrachim tevel nefaputei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayechon Beit Yisrael, v'agalav zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevorach, ve'alam olam me'amaya, Yiparach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yivrom v'yinaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, Shemei Kudishah, v'rikudei la'olam imcho birchata v'shirata, tushbichata v'nechmata, yamiran v'yama v'imruhu, amin titkabel sotkon, uva'utohon l'kol Beit Yisrael, kadam avuhon yishma imru amin, yehei shlam arama min shemaya, v'chayim tovim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, imru amin, osei hashalom b'mamah, hu yasei shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, imru amin. We can all be seated. Coming out of our tradition into Rockstar's tunes, words that come straight from the Tanakh, all except for the last line. The very last line on page 19, Pete Seeger and the Birds on them, they didn't write that. They added that, but they didn't write the rest of it. They added that part. But in this season, we ask God to turn us and return us. And so we find these words as well. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, a time of peace, a time you may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. Here's the little musical break. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time for love, a time for hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. As we turn, we hear the voice of the shofar bring us to our point of return, to call to us. As we do, we turn to page number 20. The shofar calls. You can call it with me. Tekiah. We all rise. We read together. Arise, awake, come from your homes to the blast that calls you, the siren that warns you. Seek shelter for your spirit. Enter now the open gates. The ram's horn cries, we say. Shari. Worship in truth, pray together in confidence and in trust. Determine that the promises shall be kept, those fulfilled, words spoken faithfully in honor and in truth. The shrill notes tremble. Listen to the cries of the ancient martyrs. Sense the unbearable silence of the dead. Contemplate in reverence and awe all those who died. Obligation for the sanctification of the holy name. The shofar blasts. Remember, recall the ages of our people. Dwell on our own life in the year that is past. Call up from the darkness the mistakes, the errors, the evil deeds that you must deal with now. 3 times, great horns blow. We'll do one at a time. Ready? And we'll finish with one last Tekiah Gedolah. I'm going to do that again. I didn't like that one. Not bad. We could all be seated. Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach, famous rabbi, musician, mystic, wrote some words in Yiddish about this time of year. And then, yes.
Shlomo Carlebach performed on our Bima.
Did he really? When was that?
Probably 1982.
Wow,
We had a concert here.
that's amazing. Why is that not written in like the history of our congregation? I mean, that's a big name for coming here and performing. Shlomo Carlebach, I'll tell you. Huh? Yeah. The Grateful Dead. Trucking, up the buffalo, we got to never slow things time to get a place to go and just keep trucking on. No, I can't. Shlomo Carlebach was a yeshiva student in the Chabad yeshiva world back in the 1960s, and he went before he went to the Rebbe in Brooklyn, and he and one of his classmates were brought before the rabbi, and the Rebbe said to them that you really can't. I'm not going to send you on shlichus, which is the Chabad rabbis going out to the various places, because you two are special. It was Shlomo Carlebach and it was Zalman Schachter Shlomo. Zalman Schachter Shlomo was the founder of the renewal Jewish world, right? He died in Boulder, I don't know, 10 years ago or something, whenever that was. Lived in Boulder for a long time, and in the 60s, Zalman and Shlomo, kind of the Rebbe sent them off and said, you guys aren't going to be regular Chabad guys in different towns around the world. You're going to go do your thing. And Zalman went to India, and he hung out with the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi and the Beatles and Donovan and other people hanging out there. And Shlomo hung out with Bob Dylan and other people in the coffee houses in New York. And they brought other things into the world. And one of the things that Shlomo brought into the world, he wrote a melody about this teshuvah, about shuv, return. And he originally wrote it in Yiddish, and then came back and actually took the words and wrote them in English. They're on page 21 in your siddur here. And these are the words that he took from his original Yiddish melody to give us a place to come in terms of our mindset as we enter into these days of awe. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. As we make our way into these Yamim Noraim, into these days of awe, may each one of us find our pathway to return to the purity of our souls, to return to the Torah that we used to know and need to learn again, and to the Torah that we never knew but can learn again anyway. May we find it a pathway to purify our souls, to bring goodness and righteousness and kindness and love into the world in the year to come. May it be a year that is filled with peace. Peace for us, peace for Israel, and peace for Israel, and peace for Israel, and peace for the whole world. Shana Tova u'mitzukah. May it be a good and sweet year for every one of us. Shana Tova everyone. Huh? Oh, yes. Well, is Kobe?
I feel like Kobe has spoken.
Kobe spoke through me and asked if some people, I don't know if he started or not, but if some people would like to volunteer, huh? To take the Sidurim off and put our High Holiday Machzorim on the shelves. I think Kobe was starting on it, but if he's not, we'll go out there and finish if anybody has a little time to volunteer. So
I can find a plane. What? No, a plane and a tank. No, just a plane. Damn. Your plane? Oh, you sit there. You sit there. You sit there. I don't know if you're hitting the one.
Testing. Hello.
Wait, no, lift me up, lift me up.
Hello.
Hello. might be. I might be in trouble.